Bridget Archer. Bridget Archer is a brand new member of the federal parliament. She won the seat of Bass at the most recent election. It is a tight fight for her over the next 3 years, but she is well and truly in, one of the most volatile electoral circumstances, which is Tasmania loves a new MP, and they've sent another one here. And Bridget, well, congratulations and welcome to Canberra. Congratulations.
Thank you, Paul. Nice to be here.
How does it feel? You worked hard, you hoped for it, you slogged your guts out, and now, welcome.
Thank you. Now the real work really begins. Yes, there certainly was a lot of hard work, and I think we came in definitely as the underdog. So it's been a fantastic result for Northern Tasmania and for Australia.
Now, we were in Bass, we were in Launceston in the lead up to things. You could smell that there was something in the air. There was frustrations with previous MPs, whatever. That's history. Let's all talk about you. Where do you come from? How did you get to politics?
So I've come most recently from local government. I've spent 10 years in local government in Northern Tasmania as mayor at Georgetown for the last 4 years. Mm-hmm. Prior to that, I was a waitress. I now live on a farm with my husband. We farm beef and sheep, so I'm pretty much your ordinary girl.
Fantastic. I love it. This is what I'm loving. We're seeing good people coming in, fired up and have had a life outside of all of the machine. That's important. What do you want to do with this opportunity?
Look, I think, as I said, I've spent a lot of time now in Northern Tasmania in local government, and in that time I've seen a lot of changes, mostly positive. About 5 years ago we saw the downturn in the forest industry in Tasmania, which impacted areas in Northern Tasmania like my hometown of Georgetown really significantly and really tore the heart out of some of those regional and rural communities. And things were pretty grim in Tasmania. And I think in the last 5 years, under a Liberal federal government and a Liberal state government, we have seen that turn around. And, I think, as I said during the campaign, I think it's really important to see that momentum continue to go forward. We just can't afford a return to those dark days that we saw under the last Labor Green government in Tasmania.
Crazy. All right, well, I so want to ask you about the Hamburglar, but no, I want to just talk about you and about what you want to achieve in the next little while. You come from a place where political volatility, but they love changing an MP. Does that give you a sense of you've always got to be on your game? How do you park the anxiety that comes with that? How do you play that? Do you view this as it's a 3-year job, see what happens in 3? I hope it's another 3 after that. What's your sense of that task? Because I'd imagine that's hard to get your head around.
Yeah, it's always a very volatile seat, Bass. In fact, I think it may have only been held consecutively twice. But I think the problem with that is that, with this merry-go-round, that we don't have a clear strategic direction, and every 3 years there's this scramble to attract the dollars that come with an election, and sometimes I think that's not cohesive and it's not taking the state to where it needs to go, wants to go, and what I'd like to see, which is something that we've started to see in local government in recent years in Tasmania, where a lot of that parochialism's been eroded and there's a willingness to collaborate and work together. So really that's what I'd like to see in Northern Tasmania, irrespective of whether I'm still sitting in the chair in that time, that I'd like to see that there's a more strategic direction and that we have some vision and some plans that go beyond the election cycles.
What's, just finally, your plan for this building? There's a lot of crazy in this building, including a lot of people who are not too far from where we're sitting right here in the media, how they'll either try to push you around or paint a caricature of you or whatever. There's also people in a party room who are out for this, that and the other. How do you plan to play this building?
I plan to be just exactly what I've always been, which is and I think during the election campaign, frequently people would say, well, you're just a real person. And I am just a real person, and with all the faults and failings that might come with that. But I'll take into this the same attitude that I've taken into local government. And I think that's something that I also would like to see, that in local government, we have a real accessibility and, as a result, an accountability to the people that elect us. Sometimes can take a long time to buy a stamp, but it's good because people have an access to their representative, but it also makes representatives really accountable.
And they don't hold
to
back
their
in Lonnie.
communities.
If they want to come and talk to you, they will come and
They don't.
hit
And
you up, and rightly so.
I think that's great. So I hope to continue to try and keep that attitude and just be myself.
Bridget, congratulations.
Thanks, Paul.
Lovely to see you. We'll see you many, many times over the next 3 years.